What's up, everybody? It's your boy Asher Lewis, and this is Why Trading Myths Don't Mean Shit to Me. All right. Now, I just want to say first and foremost, what I say and how I trade is not like the universal law of how to make money through this shit. Like, I'm not God. I get results for myself, and I help my students get results. But at the end of the day, I don't know everything about trading, and everybody reads the market differently. But because I am making this video, and because a lot of people actually look up to me in this little trading game and like advice and helpful tips, I'm gonna show you guys a little bit as to how I see the market. I will not reveal my full strategy because I'm not gonna give my secret sauce away for free, obviously. But I'm just going to pretty much show you an alternative as to how to understand the markets without wasting your life on dumbass indicators and never finding good trades. All right. Reason why I say dumbass indicators is because to me, I'm not going to sit on my computer for like 12 hours waiting for my rainbow to cross, the unicorn horn, just so the leprechaun can find his pot of gold, just for my shit to repaint on me and I end up blowing my account. Like I'm not gonna wait. I'm not gonna wait for that shit. You feel me? It's stupid. You don't have to wait all damn day for a perfect setup that might not even be legit. When you can do, there's plenty of perfect setups every few minutes in the damn market. The reason why, and this is my personal belief, but even when it comes to binary options, the reason why people end up being scared of binary options is not mainly because, oh, brokers don't pay out, because some brokers obviously do. But the main reason is because people don't genuinely know how to trade. That is my personal belief. If people understood how easy binary option trading was, then more people would probably be swagging out on it. But instead, folks want to go chill on Forex with hardly any capital because they feel it's a safer route. And at the end of the day, regardless of what platform you're trading on, you can easily blow your account and end up broke if you don't understand what you're doing. So I'm just gonna show you a little bit as far as like how I trade and what I look for. And I'm gonna literally show you this on naked charts. And if you guys can honestly develop this skill on your own with your own eyes and get a feeling for how these work, you'll be able to swag out with your trading too. But if you constantly depend on indicators, my homie calls them dependicators, because you're not really trading, you're depending on these things to do all the heavy lifting for you. But if you constantly, using dependicators and whatnot to do all the work for you, then you will never, like, get your life back, especially if you're losing more than you're winning. All right. So, I'm gonna show you. Like I said, I'm not gonna show you my full strategy, but I'm gonna show you a little bit as to how candle patterns can make all the difference for you. I'm also gonna show you why I like MetaTrader 5 way more than MetaTrader 4. All right. So let's get started. So all like when it comes to this trading, like I don't even need these sheets, but this is pretty much what I look for when I'm staring at the markets. All right. All I use are these two little candle pattern sheets. All right. I got my little uptrend, patterns that end up in reversals. And then I have my downtrend patterns that end up in reversals. All right. Now, in trading, at the end of the day, it's going to either be the candle's either going up or down for whatever time frame that you're looking at. This is the only option. Like it's not going anywhere else. All right. Now, as far as strike rates goes, I have a method for that, but we're just keeping it really simple and talking about candle patterns. All right. So either up or down. In this picture, it's either going to end as red or blue. On my charts, the candle's either going to end as red or green. All right. For every single respectable time frame, there's no in between. It is either red or green, up or down. Keep this shit simple. All right. Now, this is MetaTrader 5 that I'm using. All right. Now, the reason why I like MetaTrader 5 over MetaTrader 4 is because MetaTrader 4 as expiries suck ass. All right. You will be staring at your charts all damn day, waiting for a potential setup that just might repaint, and you might end up losing your trade. Because MetaTrader 5 on 4, the time frames are like 1 minute, 5, 15, 30, hour, 4 hour, day, week, month, right? I'm not gonna stare at my charts for hours in a day waiting for possibly one trade. You feel me? So the reason why I like MetaTrader 5 is because I have everything from 1 minute all the way to damn near a month, right? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are like, well, how the hell do I trade a 6-minute candle? Oh my God. Well, here's how. You know, if I'm looking at an hour candle, every single one of these candles represent an hour, right? If I'm looking at a 30-minute candle, every single one of these candles represent 30 minutes. So if I'm looking at like a 6-minute candle, I know damn straight every single little 6 minutes is one of these candles. So if I saw a setup on my 6-minute chart, I know that in 4.5 minutes, that candle that is currently forming is going to close. So I'm going to trade whatever my setup is until that candle closes. That will always be my expiry. In this trading game, you don't want to guess time frames and hope that you win. You want to be specific. So what I do is I trade candles. If I identify a pattern on a certain chart and the patterns tell me which way the trend is going for that specific time frame, then what I want to do is I want to take a trade for when that specific candle closes. So like this right here, this is a candle pattern setup. Now, would I have personally taken that trade? No, because personally, it didn't hit my guidelines, right? This right here, according to my specific guidelines, is a candle pattern as well. And I would have took that trade, and I would have actually won that trade. And you guys wouldn't understand looking at it, but my students know why. And when they see this video, they can tell me why I would have won that trade. And I'll show them. But anyways, this looks like a candle pattern. So if the candle tells me for this candle right here, if this tells me that it's coming down more likely for the hour, then what am I going to do? Let's just imagine this candle's forming right now, and my market watch says it's 126. If the if the pattern tells me that the candle's going down for the hour, then what am I going to do? I'm going to trade that candle for 33 minutes. It's about to turn 27. So look, 33 minutes, because it'll be 2 o'clock and my candle will have officially closed. If I want to take if I'm looking at a setup on a 30-minute candle, right? And I'm like, damn, well, the indicator says this, and that's a good setup. So look, I'm going to take that trade, even though I'm looking at my 30-minute candle. I'm going to take that trade. If it's a pattern, cat pattern and whatnot, I'm going to take it for 2.5 minutes, right? Now, what broker will let you take a trade for 2.5 minutes? Marcus World. Because everything's locked up. They say they have all those little crazy expiries, but nah, bro, that's not even the case. It's not crazy ass expiries, bro. And even if I took a little 2.5 minute trade, I'm not even trading turbos. I'm trading the setups that make sense to me. So if I see this right here and I know that this pattern's telling me the market's gonna go down for that 30-minute time frame, and I see a good point to enter my trade, then damn it, I'm gonna take a put for 2 minutes. And as that candle keeps forming, I'm gonna win my trade. Like this shit really isn't that hard. But anyways, I'm gonna pretty much identify obvious patterns for you guys, and then regardless of what may look like a pattern to you or not, I will tell you exactly what type of trades that I personally would have taken. All right. So anyways, like this right here, that's a little candle pattern. And it's always a first and third formation. So it's always a first candle, then like something in between, and then like another candle. All right. So it's always 3 candles typically when it comes to patterns. Sometimes there's 4, and sometimes there's like 5 or something. But majority of the time, it's always 3 candles. So anyways, when I see setups like this, I know, hey, market's going up for 30 minutes. So what am I doing? Take 30-minute trade. See setups like this. Oh, market's going down. 30 minutes down. Setups, right? This right here. See the little cross? Oh, snap. Oh, market's going down. I'm taking that thing for 30 minutes, right? Where else? And these are obvious ass candle patterns, all right? Obvious ones. This right here, candle pattern. This right here, candle pattern. Let me take this off. So where else? All right. This right here, candle pattern. Candle pattern. Candle pattern. Candle pattern. Candle pattern again. Candle pattern. candle pattern. Candle pattern, candle pattern. Let me show you, right? Now, when it comes to the candle patterns, your candles don't need to be 100% exactly like the picture. It just needs to be close, all right? So I'm going to show you what these candle patterns look like, all right? So we'll start with this one right here. So if I come to my little pictures and I want to see something that where it would market was an uptrend, all of a sudden I see my little cross or whatever the little candle looks like, and I'm like, oh snap, that might be a reversal setup, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look for my little uptrend candle patterns. It should be right here. You see the blue candles represent uptrend and the red ones represent downtrend. So I'm gonna look for those little uptrend candle patterns, and I'm gonna look for something that looks somewhat like my little picture right here, right? It's not gotta be 100% close, like perfect. It's just gotta be close, all right? So I see, all right, decent sized candle going up. I'm like, all right. And then I see that cross. I'm like, oh snap, this looks familiar. What's this look like? Come to my pictures. Oh snap. It looks kind of like an abandoned baby. So if I scroll in so you guys can see, kind of looks like that. Yeah, the middle candle is a little fatter, but it looks close. So I expect the market, if this is a legitimate pattern, I expect it to come down. If I see the market moving in that direction, oh snap, I have an idea that that shit's actually legitimate. It's right here, a little deliberation thing or whatever, right? I just look for things that look similar to the pictures. So right here, you can't really see it. It's a faded red candle, but if I'm looking and I see that little fat T that looks kind of like this, oh snap, I expect the market to reverse. That's the type of things like I look for. Like I literally look just for like patterns, things that look close to these pictures. And then if it's moving in the direction of the reversal, and I'll be like, oh snap, this is something to watch. And then I'll put my little strike rate method to work. All right. So that's an idea of one pattern. So let's look at more. All right. So this right here, doesn't it kind of look like the same shit right here? It's like the same thing, just a smaller T. Another candle pattern. Let's see what else. Take this off again. This thing right here. So what's this look like? Let's go see. So red. So it's got a little T thing with the line. Okay. So what's that look like? So to me, as far as setups goes, could be that little morning star. Wait, no, I was looking at this. But this is kind of like the same thing. This looks more like a breakaway, but still though. So that's like a breakaway setup. So what's up? Breakaway. I got the multiple red candles and then the straight shot. Got the multiple red candles and a straight shot. So it's similar, right? This one right here. So it's the drop. The dropish with the T. Looks like an inverted hammer kind of, but it kind of looks like, oh, there you go. Looks kind of like the little inverted hammer. It's not perfect because it's got a double wick. But at the same time, it's close. I look for things that look close. All right. And then if it goes in the direction that I think it is, I put my little strike rate method to work, and then it goes in that direction. So I look for the reversals, and I look at the sizes, and I look at the setups. That's what I personally look for. Like this right here with the drop T and then a straight up, whatever, right? So what is there? Drop T, straight up. Now, all I focused on for the past couple months, literally, is just candle patterns, all right? Like this, just that, and then my other little, strike rate method. That's all I really like focus on. But obviously, if you're not trained in patterns and you don't really like recognize what the hell I'm talking about, then what I would say is do focus on the patterns that look obvious to you. You can do focus on patterns that look, pretty much exactly like the picture if that's the case. But what I'm saying is I'm just trying to show you a little bit of how these patterns work. And these are all just 30-minute candles. You feel me? Now, the reason why I feel like patterns are so obvious, and once you actually, not obvious, but so powerful. The reason why I feel like they're powerful is because they show up on every single time frame. And this is why this is pretty much the main thing I want you guys to get out this video as to why the market is legitimately fixed. All right. Now I'm not gonna go over both of these sheets and show you guys what every single name is and blah blah and all that stuff. You can do that on your own time. But I just want you to get familiar with these shapes because the shapes show up on every single time frame. And if you can identify those shapes while they're forming, then you know how to take your trades. All right. So again, this is 30-minute candles, right? But let's look at a 20-minute candle or something, right? I got patterns forming right now, and I could take this trade for 5 more minutes. Let's say I wanted to take a 5-minute trade, right? I know that more likely this candle is going to end as red because this looks like a candle pattern, right? So what's going to happen? If this shit shoots all the way up before the next 4 minutes or whatever the heck, right? And I know this is going to close at 20, which is on the 40. If this comes close to my red line, I'm just going to take a 1 minute put at the 39-minute mark because it'll shoot back down, it'll even out, and I'm going to win that trade, right? The reason why I can say this is because it looks like a candle pattern. So more than likely, it's going to end as a red candle. If it comes up to this red line or even goes green for a second, I'm going to take a put because I know it's going to end as a red candle. That's from experience of trading and shit. But anyways, pattern right here, right? Pattern right here. It's a pattern setup, but it was just a big ass drop, and I would have never took this trade anyways because it didn't meet my guidelines. This trade is perfect though. So what else? What else? This is a pattern, even though I don't necessarily like trading this all the time, but it is legit. This right here, perfect setup, pattern. This right here, same shit that we've been looking at. Nice little pattern. This is good. What else? This is the same setup as this one, just upside down. It's not my favorite, but it is legit. So what else? What else? This right here, perfect setup. That's another pattern. This right here, perfect setup. That's another pattern. So that's 20-minute candles, right? So let's look at 3-hour candles. You see how this big ass candles and whatnot, big ass candles, it represents more pips. But the same shit. This is the pattern we just saw. Candle patterns. This right here, candle patterns, legit. This right here, candle patterns, legit. This right here, candle pattern, but I would have never took that. Didn't meet my guidelines. This right here, candle pattern, perfect setup. I would have took that trade. I met my guidelines. This right here, perfect setup, candle pattern. This right here, perfect setup, but well, it's not a perfect because it didn't meet my guidelines, but it is a candle pattern. This right here, perfect setup, candle pattern. This right here, almost perfect because it almost met my guidelines. So technically, I would have not taken that trade. It would have been more so a judgment call if I did. But that right there, candle pattern. This right here, perfect setup, candle pattern. I would have made big money on that setup. This right here, perfect setup, but that would have been a judgment call. And my students know exactly why. All right. This one right here, though, perfect setup. That would have been big money. What else? What else? That right there is perfect setup. That would have been big money. So there's candle patterns on all of this. Even the 12-hour candles, man. Candle patterns. Candle patterns. This was a perfect setup. Big money. Let's see what else. What else? Candle pattern. There's candle patterns on every damn time frame. Every single fucking time frame. So excuse me for the language. But every damn time frame. I swear. I always see this too with the drop, up, drop, and then up. That's a candle pattern too. It's not my favorite, but it always happens. I think it's called railroad tracks or something like that. But what I'm trying to like show you guys is the candle patterns are legit and they show up on every time frame. Now, why is that? That's what I want you guys to think about. Why do the candle patterns show up on every single damn time frame? Out of all the Steve Morrow videos, I only saw the first day. Now, I remember you was talking about the market makers who get their orders on the weekend, then they put in their little plans just to screw up everybody throughout the week and stuff like that. And then pretty much he was saying like the market was like fixed and the news is BS and all that, right? So that made me think, well, damn, what about candle patterns? They show up on every single time frame, regardless of asset. And go look for yourself. Pick any asset that you want, even stocks. I'm sure you'll find candle patterns on those as well, because I've already done that. And what I'm saying is, why is that? If the market is really that unpredictable, then why the hell do candle patterns stick on every single time frame and every single asset, regardless if it's futures, commodities, indices, stocks, currencies, whatever the hell? Why is that? If it's really that unpredictable, just think about that. Why do they stick? if you can identify a candle pattern, like the actual like form, while it's forming, before it completely finishes it, all you got to do is trade in that direction and you're straight. And the candle patterns obviously are telling you what color the candle is going to end. So if you can figure that out, bruh, you're golden. Like you like it's that simple. Like I'm trying my best not to reveal like my little strike rate method, but like this is platinum, you feel me? Every single damn time frame, bruh. Weak candles. This candle pattern right here. Candle pattern right here. Let's see what else. What else? That's a pattern. It's not my favorite, dog, but that's a legitimate ass setup. The little double doji setup. It's a legitimate. What else? Let's see what else. Come on, come on. That's a little pattern. Not my favorite, but it is. This right here is a pattern. It's not my favorite, but it is. The little double doji setup. True. It's the same shit every damn day. A little month. Look at this shit. Look at that. Candle patterns, bruh. Candle patterns. Candle pattern. This is a perfect setup, too. That would have been a shit ton of pips. Candle pattern. Perfect setup, bruh. Perfect setup right there. Perfect setup. Where else? Where else? Where else? Let's see. Let's see. Double doji. Perfect setup. Every damn time frame. And it's like, if you can identify this while it's forming, bruh, you're golden. And I'm telling you, you don't know what the hell I teach. This is easier than you think. Like, for real. So, all right. So that's GBP USD. So let's just throw some random stuff out there. Let's do like, do I have gold on this? Because if I have gold, that'd be perfect. Just throw. Does this work? Let's see. Does it work? Up there. No, I think gold's closed, isn't it? Yeah, I think it is closed right now. So I don't even work. But it's just every damn thing. All right. Oh, no, it was moving. It was moving. Hold up. Let's go back. I want to look at that. So let's go to gold. So let's look at this because people think this is a bunch of BS, right? Like, for real. Let's just look for set. Like this right here, perfect setup on an hour candle. That was a candle pattern. Candle pattern. Not perfect setup, though. This right here, perfect setup. Candle pattern. Perfect setup. Candle pattern. Perfect setup. Candle pattern. So let's go 2 hour candle. Let's see what this look like. Right here. Perfect setup. Candle pattern. This right here, that was a perfect setup, but if I would have took that trade, I actually would have lost on that one. It's not even my favorite setup, but technically it was legit. This one, perfect setup, that would have won. Perfect setup, that would have won. Let's see. Candle pattern right here. Candle pattern. Candle pattern. Candle pattern. Candle pattern. That's a nice little breakaway setup too, bruh. Good God. That's hella legit. That's nice. But anyways, on 2 hour candles. So let's look at month candles. Look at this. Candle patterns. On month candles. Candle patterns. And these are perfect setups. Candle patterns. Candle patterns. Candle patterns. Candle pattern. You feel me? There's so many good setups on trades. And all you got to do is learn how to read and trade candles. You are not guessing when it comes to this trading stuff. You're legitimately trading the duration of whatever time frame you're looking at. If I see setup on a month, damn it, I'm holding it until the month of April ends. If I see a setup on a 12-hour candle, like this right here, this might actually be a candle pattern. This would trade. I mean, this would end in 10 hours and 17 minutes. So if that's a put on gold right now, then damn it, I'm taking that for 10 hours and 17 minutes. And as soon as that candle ends, I'm closing that shit. Because I'm trading candles. I am specific. For all we know, this setup right here could be exactly this right here. If it goes down, I'll rack in a shit ton of pips. You feel me? And whoever watches this video, just watch gold over the next 10 and a half hours or whatever, right? Just tell me what happens. This shit will either come down or it's gonna come somewhere up to here or here and then pull back. All right. So look at those prices, tell me what happens, and in 10 and a half hours, tell me if I'm right. All right. But anyways, this could possibly be a candle pattern. So once it hits my guidelines, which is nowhere near yet, but once it hits it, then I'll know when to enter my trade or not. All right. But this is every single little thing, candle patterns on every little asset. Why the hell do you need that golden unicorn with a bunch of EMAs and Bollingers and Luciano, or just whatever the hell you want to use. And I'm not talking shit. I'm not throwing no subliminals. I'm just throwing out some things I've been hearing a lot lately, even though I made up the unicorns and rainbows. Right? But straight up, I'm not hating on anybody, man. Like for real. But it's like if people really just like learn about the candle patterns, and you can see you don't need indicators. Like you really don't. Like it's not necessary. And I've been trading solely on candle patterns and my little strike rate method. For months. That's all I've been doing. Like for real. And then I learned how to improve it recently, and that's how my students are getting crazy ass results. But yeah, that's every damn time frame. And I will always trade candles. So it's just something to consider as far as candle patterns goes, right? And these are time frames. Now you're like, well, Asher, how in the hell can you make a yearly prediction or a quarterly prediction? How can you do that? Candle patterns are not that legit. They don't even stick. They repaint. Well, that's bullshit. Like obviously you don't understand candle patterns like I do, because you don't know what I teach. Right, right. So at the end of the day, I also pulled up free stock charts so you can see more time frames. Right. I want to show you something, and I've already proved this a million times, but obviously some people still want to believe a little trading hype. So remember USD CHF, how it had that crazy ass drop back in January, and everybody was like, it was unpredictable. Oh, nobody would even know that. You can't do it. It's ridiculous. Right? That's a bunch of bullshit, right? And I'm gonna show you something. It's funny. I just pulled this up on the monthly, right? Candle pattern. Perfect setup too. But anyways, the reason why I like my there we go, good. The reason why I like my USD, my free stock charts.com platform is because it has even more time frames for me to analyze as well, to look for setups. And if you're a forex trader or you like long-term trades, then you can easily rack in pips with this method, right? Now, not only do they have 2-day, 3-day, 4-day, to 6, 7, 8, 9-day candles, right? Which I don't even understand how you could trade a 9-day candle, but if you can honestly analyze, that shit, then you can make some serious dough. All right, but anyways, a 9-day candle, like I have no idea how to even start. Like I don't even know what day that would open. But they have candle patterns on that too, which is funny. Like look at that, candle patterns. Candle patterns. Little double doji setup, candle pattern. It's a 9-day candle. It's like if you can just identify these, perfect setup, perfect setup. You can identify these, you're golden. And it's every damn asset, Candle pattern, perfect setup too. That's ridiculous. That's the perfect setup, right? That's perfect. And then candle pattern, that's not a great setup, but it's candle pattern. This right here, perfect setup. All right. That's 9-day candle, right? It's on everything. You just got to analyze this stuff. Quarterly means every single 3 months. There's 4 quarterly candles a year. This was USD CHF when everybody was like, oh my God, that's impossible. Wow. Candle pattern. And that was a perfect setup. The month just started of April, right? Right? Which means this candle will close at the end of June. So the start of July, all right? This is a 3-month candle. This right here already is a perfect setup. So my students know how to trade this. You would be looking at puts for the duration of the next 3 months. And let me show you something. If the market comes up to here, this price range, or here, anytime within the next, before this candle closes, which is the end of June, anytime before that, stack big money down. I'm talking about house trades. Like for real, for real. You stack big money down for the end of June, guaranteed you will win your trades. Guaranteed. You can quote me on this right now. Take a demo trade if you think I'm on some shit. If it comes up here, right, or here, anytime before the end of June, stack big money on a put and you will win as long as you hold it till the 1st of July, guaranteed. All right. You heard that from me. That's a perfect setup. All right. But look at this 3-month candle. All right. Started in January. Shroom, that was a perfect setup. And that was a candle pattern. The up, drop. Right. Look at this. Candle patterns. These are 3-month candles. This right here. Perfect setup. Candle patterns. Candle patterns. Candle patterns. Candle patterns. All perfect setups. This is so obvious, and people really underestimate these pictures. You feel me? They really want to think the market is unpredictable. They really think that you can't trade without indicators. Where are the indicators on my screen? Where are they? Like for real. And this is just part of my strategy. Like y'all don't even know my full strategy. You feel me? It's even easier than this. This looks Greek to y'all, but it's even easier than this. You feel me? These are perfect trades. And people really want to think it's impossible. If y'all knew this on binary, bruh, good game. Forex, you gotta kind of like sit and baby your trades and hope you rack in a shit ton of pips. Binary, you can win by one little micro. This is perfect for binary, bro. Even on Forex, if you're ballsy enough and you know what you're doing, but it's perfect for binary, dog. This is how easy this shit really is. Straight up. But this is just one thing I wanted to show you. It was a candle pattern, right? So if I go to my yearly, and it's not a whole lot of year candles, but I mean, it's even the same shit like this. This was a candle pattern. Perfect little setup, right? Like it's really not that hard. Let me see if I can find something where there's like an even obvious more setup. Let me see if I can find something. This right here, that was a candle pattern, perfect setup. That was a candle pattern, perfect setup. So let's see what else we can find. Let me do. This right here was a perfect setup. Let's see what else. I don't see nothing right here. That's hella sketch. So I wouldn't even look at something like that. But anyways, we'll look at one more and see if we can find something. What's a good one? Let's try that. Candle pattern. Perfect setup. Perfect setup. This is our current year. So if this comes up anytime before January 1st, 2016, if it comes up right here or here, house trade down. I'm talking about massive amounts of cash going down. This candle will end red. Now I'm calling that shit now. More than likely, anyways. Because if it comes up here, regardless, I'll still take puts. If it goes anything above that point, I just wouldn't take the trade, honestly. But if it comes up here at the most, I'm taking puts. And I guarantee you by the end of this year, January 1st, 2016, come back to this video and tell me I'm wrong. If it comes down here to this price, all the way at the right, which is, what is that? 103.007. If it goes past that and ends past it at the end of the year, bro, then I'll be wrong in this trade. But I'm telling you now, if it comes up to that, it will bring its ass right back down. At the most, it will come back up to here. And if it did, I would take one last put. But that's at the most. But honestly, right now, I don't see it going that high. So that's just me personally, all right? So yeah. But anyways, candle patterns, and that's all I'm looking for, right? And then I do my little like strike method, which I keep subliminally talking about. But that's just one thing, all right? So honestly, remember, whatever time frame you were looking at, that is how long your trade will be. If you're looking at 5-minute candle patterns, right? Then damn it, you're not taking 15-minute fucking trades. Like, excuse me for my language, this is frustrating. But if you're looking at 5-minute candle patterns, then you're taking that damn trade for 5 minutes. This was a perfect setup too for a put. This right here, candle pattern. And then this right here, you don't know what the hell's going on yet. But the same thing on turbos too. Like 2-minute candles, candle pattern, right? Candle pattern going up. Candle pattern going up. Candle pattern going up. Candle pattern going down. Candle pattern going down, that's sketch though. Candle pattern going up, that's perfect. Even 1-minute candles. I don't like 1-minute candles because I don't have the option to take 30-second trades. But if I could, then I would. The only problem is these things don't represent a lot of pips. So you're either going to lose during the lag on your broker or you're going to tie a lot. But these things go way too quickly. So I don't like 1-minute trades. But anything 5 and above, I can rock with personally. But yeah, I don't like those slow ass trades because they don't represent a whole lot of pips. If you look over here too, it tells you the value of every single candle. Like for real. So yeah, you learn about it. This right here looks like a possible setup going up. Until it hits my guidelines, I wouldn't take it. But even this right now currently looks like a candle pattern. 12-minute candle closes in 5 minutes and 40 seconds. So what would I do? I would hold my trade for 5 minutes and 40 seconds. When it goes up, if it goes up, I would win my trade. But again, this has not hit my guidelines yet, so I wouldn't take the trade. All right, not until it hits it, anyways. So yeah, but that's just a little bit about candle patterns. Um, Obviously, if you have questions and you're not in my group, I'm not necessarily going to answer your questions. If you are in my group, I'll answer your questions and you'll get the full, like my full method and whatnot. But the thing is, I just want everybody on the outside who's all skeptical about all the bullshit on Facebook and all the trading stuff to just hear me out, bro. Like, it does not matter what day you trade, you know, whether it's news or whatever the hell, NFP, bank holiday, none of that shit matters. You don't need indicators to win trades. You just need to understand what the market is doing. And if you literally just turn all your indicators off, just practice on demo if you really want to. But if you turn all your shit off, right? And I hope I'm still recording. If I'm not, I'm gonna cry. but straight up, if you just turn all your shit off, okay, and really just practice to identify candle patterns and figure out how to choose the correct expiry, you could just do that much, you're already ahead of the game compared to a lot of other traders. Now, when you actually figure out how these candles grow, how they move in size, and you figure out how to rock the hell out of them with strike rates, it's a done deal. Straight up, it's a done deal. And that's what I teach my students, bro. You just got to put the pieces together and really learn how these candles move. Once you do that, game over. And here's one last tip. Anytime you see a pullback on any of these candles, all it is another candle pattern going the opposite direction on a shorter time frame. So if I'm looking at this and I'm seeing pullbacks, all that is just another candle pattern going in the opposite direction on one of these shorter time frames that close at the exact time as this. So this is a little green candle going up, right? So let's see if I can find something going the opposite direction that looks like a pattern. All right, obvious pattern actually. So yeah, let's see. This technically is a perfect setup for a candle pattern going up. So let's see. And I have my opposite colored candles going the opposite direction, right? So what's gonna happen is, if there's a pullback within the last 3 minutes of this, then this is gonna be a setup for a pattern going down. So let's just watch this. Let's just see where the hell this goes. You got 3 minutes left anyway, so yeah. Ford of Upland, America's car company. But yeah, 10 more seconds, and that's just one candle. We got 2 more minutes. All right, let's keep watching. Roy Chess. And this looks kind of like a double doji setup, but hasn't hit my guidelines, and that's why I don't trade these short ass candles, because it doesn't give you enough time to really like get a good setup. But if you're the guessing type, then by all means use it. But if it is the double doji, then that means this candle should end red. So we'll see. 30 more seconds. That's a legitimate ass pattern. This will end red. So honestly, if this came all the way up here, I would take it for a put. Now, what broker's gonna let you take a little 48-second put? They'll let you take 30-second trades, and I want to take patterns down, right? So if it comes up here at the 30-second mark, I would take a 30-second put. So, and obviously in 3 seconds, it's not going to touch that quick enough. So I just want to enter this trade. But that was a legitimate ass pattern because it hit my guidelines. That's a fat ass thing too. That ain't even going to retrace. And everything evens out. Like, look at that shit. It had to hit the replication and then went right back up. But look at this. So you saw how fat that 1 minute candle was, but the color still stuck because you identified the pattern. This never hit my guidelines, so I would have never even took the call. But you see how the color stuck? It stayed true to the pattern. It's like if you could just identify what color this shit's gonna end based on the patterns, nigga, you ahead of the game, bro. like for real. And that's the hardest part, just identifying the color. But how do you identify the color? Well, you got to figure out if the pattern's legit or not. And how do you figure out if the pattern's legit or not? Figure out the guidelines. It's that simple. It's really that simple. So of course, this video is gonna seem like Greek, like Braille to a lot of you guys that have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. But for my students that understand what the hell I'm talking about, and even the people that have my leaked videos because they're assholes and can't pay for it, like a real boss, right? But anyways, even for the people like that, the patterns are the most important part. Figuring out which color this thing is gonna end as, right? Well, it's not the most important, but it definitely is important. And then the strike rate is the most important part. The strikes is the easy part. Like that really is the easy part. And all you got to do is be patient and follow the guidelines. Once you do that, you mark your reference points, you know exactly where the hell the market is gonna move. You know exactly how many pips every single candle is gonna be worth, right? And once you figure that out, it's a done deal. So I hope this helps some people or at least opens some minds. But all I'm saying is don't underestimate the patterns, like for real, because this is powerful all in itself. And when you become a boss at this, you're going to make some serious money. But this is one of the main parts of what I use when I do my own trading. And then outside of that, it's including my own little method. And then I'm not scared to trade any of these time frames. I don't trade those short ones, right? But if I want to do a 4-minute trade and I know that my little, 15-minute candle closes in 4 minutes, then I'm going to trade based off my 15-minute setup. I never look at for setups on these short-term candles because everything correlates to each other. If I want to take a 4-minute trade, then I need to find a candle that makes sense to me, and I'm gonna take it within the last 4 minutes of whatever this candle closes. All right. If I'm taking a day trade, right, and my market watch says 23, right, like 23 minutes. I mean 23 hours and 56 minutes. Then damn it, that's when I'll consider taking my little 4-minute trade or whatever the hell, right? But I always trade the duration of what I'm looking at. And this right here, technically, that looks like a perfect setup, right? So more than likely, this day candle will end green. More than likely, it will end green, all right? And I would take a call right here, honestly, for the next 2 hours. And if it comes right here, I would take another call. I probably would even do big money on that, to be honest. I'll do big money. At the most, if it came all the way down to right here, I would take big ass money. But I honestly think this candle has a great chance of ending green within the next 22 hours. So if you Forex traders think this is a good trade, it would definitely be a good time to enter it and put a stop loss because you could be missing out on a shit ton of pips when that thing actually grows. All right. So I'm about to end this video and I wish you all the best, man. And happy trading.